spacecraft gets damaged in the landing and needs repair. Balon commands the rescue team formed of his rival Cabrin, psi-sensitive Aluma, medic Demea, martial arts fighter Kuhad, and jittery rookie Kaz. Finding only brutally murdered bodies aboard the Remus, Quest personnel start getting slaughtered one by one, with their ship still damaged. The team investigates a nearby alien pyramid, not realizing it's using their own personal fears to hunt them down and kill them.
And more or less, it's just like, it's the plot of Alien for most of it.
Some of it, even Lifeforce, is like that, I guess. Well, just exploring a new territory and shit starts going bad.
Yeah, that's what you do in space.
Horizon.
That's what you do in space. You explore. You boldly go.
Like Star Trek.
Boldly.
I'll cut that out. One up in me. You're outsmartering me, and I hate it.
Randy.
No, he doesn't deserve to be yelled at for that. I guess I do.
He just can't do it because his throat hurts too much.
Right.
From what?
Being sick.
Oh, I thought there was gonna be some phallic fucking innuendo.
Put phallic in your endo.
See?
There we go.
Yep.
It's got to show up at least one episode. But yeah, this movie was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. It's definitely not the best by any means at all, but it definitely has some very iconic scenes throughout the whole thing.
And ridiculous sound effects.
Oh, yeah. Very ridiculous.
Yeah, like spooge
Like
shots.
fucking cartoon, like sticky, squishy noises and stuff.
It's insane also how Sid Haig looks exactly the fucking same. 36 years.
Have you seen Spider Baby?
Some of it,
If you were to just kind of
because of fucking
pause the scene and draw a little beard on him, he would look exactly.
He's got more of a dad bod. That's the only difference,
right? Yeah, a little paunchier. Yeah.
And this one is...
No, he looks like a corpse now, seriously.
Oh.
Yeah, I just saw the guy not too long ago.
Yeah, he's definitely looking
He looks like a dead person.
So he aged quickly in the last 10 years.
Yeah, pretty much since Devil's Rejects.
In this movie also, you get to kind of see some range from England. That's pretty cool.
I'd say this was one of his early... Was this before or after V?
This is after Eaten Alive, for sure.
Yeah, it's after Eaten Alive, but before V.
Okay. Yeah, because you could definitely tell, there, especially towards the end, the whole mirror fight between him, you could definitely see some Freddy Krueger popping out of him with some
there's some very malicious looks that he gives in this movie where they're like, maybe that's why he got the job, maybe, because he looks creepy.
He got the job because David Warner backed out.
Okay, well, whatever. There's just a speculation here that just got quickly squashed.
Well, that's why. David Warner was.
But
originally supposed to be Freddy.
But you can see, he smiles a couple of times in this movie.
Yeah,
dude.
Especially when he's the evil, mirror version of himself.
Yeah, so I definitely you could see some hints of Freddy Krueger right there.
I think that David Warner would have made a brilliant Freddy Krueger, though. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, one thing I did find out that I thought was kind of funny was Sid Haig didn't think the dialogue in the script matched his character, so he asked Roger Corman if he could play as a near mute instead.
And he just has the one line.
Yep, the one line, I live and die by the crystals.
Yeah.
Which comes back and bites him in the ass for his death scene.
Yeah, that's what he gets for being all obsessed with crystals. I fucking hate people and their goddamn crystals.
Oh, they're all hippie-like.
Look at my crystals, they make me healthy.
The crystal scene where he has to keep the door open, he throws that bitch for fucking 20 yards away, accurate as fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, no way, man.
He gets so emotional when one of them breaks.
Yeah, I'd have to go up there and try and wedge it in, because I don't have good aim.
Right. Yeah, I'll say, you want to talk about some of the cool scenes throughout this movie then?
Well, I kind of, I don't know, Sid Haig kind of reminds me of Worf in this movie a little bit. I wonder if Michael Dorn was a big fan of this movie and I'm going to emulate this card.
It's a good possibility. Yeah, the acting was, hammy, but at the same time,
the
entertaining
acting's
as hell.
Atrocious. Pretty much everybody in it's terrible except for Mr. Hand and Durango. The captain lady.
Oh, yeah.
And Robert Englund, is okay.
Yeah, I'll say, some of the, like you were saying, the acting's quite hammy, but yeah, it's I don't know, it had some really iconic scenes.
The tentacle, bear hug, claw scalp effect.
Yeah, that was the commander, wasn't it, that got taken out? Like when in the tunnels of the pyramid?
At the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like right after they walk
Oh,
in
yeah, that was that spaz
torch
guy,
the
Kaz.
Torch the thing from the ceiling. Yeah, he was the token red shirt.
Yep, he was like spazzing out and then just got his head scalped, which was pretty cool because you see like the tentacled creature like kind of following him throughout that whole scene, and then it just kind of sneaks up behind him and does that scalping.
Then like rappelling down the tunnel with the weird suction cup tentacles that were making the horrible fucking.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, there was a so the old guy goes down there first, and then the other guy that was with the chick, he goes down. I don't remember what happened to that guy.
He came back up.
Is that the one that came in and he was like all burnt looking and shit?
No, that was the female captain of the ship that ends up being all burnt looking.
Okay, I should have paused that.
Durango.
But no, he's the one that sees like that weird like big headed alien at the end, like on the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Kundalini wants his hand back.
What was it after that? After the tentacles shoot out of the wall and make the horrible suction sound and kill the commander. The doors automatically open to the pyramid.
Did you say Cobra Commander?
Did I?
No, you said kill the commander.
Hey, if sex sounded like that noise, would you like it as much as you do?
Sometimes sex does sound like
It
that.
not to that
You make those sound
okay,
effects
maybe
while you're
if
having
she's
sex?
on her period, you broke her
Or if
cherry,
you just came in her
and
already.
you came already in there, and there's just a whole bunch of muck in there.
Wow, this is getting all sorts of
Whole
weird.
bunch of muck.
All right, now
That is a galaxy of terror, though. Oof,
Wolf. Then we get the fucking crystal bit.
Yeah, well, actually, I was going to mention some foreshadowing here, which was Demea says how she hates worms. Nice little foreshadow there, and then Q-Hod's famous line comes up, Sid Haig's famous line comes up, I live and die by the crystals. Another foreshadowing, which then we will talk about now, which was the crystals come to life and attack him, which his crystals were like ninja star type weapons. Or what would you call those?
I don't know. They were like
Chinese throwing,
Yeah, okay, they're more like,
like 3 blades.
Yeah, just like a.
Yeah.
They look
Actually,
like
it'd be more
rims,
Crawl's
bro.
weapon.
Yeah, well, like the glaive.
Yeah, that's kind of what they reminded me of.
Don't even compare that shit to the glaive, bro. The glaive is life.
Not even crawl.
Crawl.
But yeah, as the pieces come to life and attack him, after he shatters it, a piece embeds itself in his arm, and you get to see that cool effect of it, just like moving
Crawling
slowly
up
up his
his
arm.
That's a good effect. He chops his arm off.
Yep, and his own severed arm attacks him with the other crystal, killing him.
Yeah, that effect is pretty campy. Like the buried arm that just kind of like sits up, and it's like
yeah,
it wrist throws it. It like wrist throws it because the guy can't move his arm too much, or it'll spoil the effect.
Then after that, Demea finds his body and severed arm, which is covered in maggots, and that's when she starts freaking out.
And that's when James Cameron gets his start.
Yep, that's where he does the whole maggot wriggling scene.
Blonde finds maggoty arm, torches it, maggot mutates, maggot rape.
Yep, which was, dear God, that was disturbing.
Those are my notes.
That's fitting. That's what I would have wrote too.
Yep.
There was
in
a
the
little
script,
trivia
too.
with that too. Apparently, Teife O'Connell was nearly crushed by the one-ton giant worm during that rape scene.
That's some erotic shit, man. If I'd have known about this movie, it would have gone on the supercut. Oh, yeah.
The maggot.
Would.
I don't know. I mean, it was the maggot. Like in the right lighting, might look
Like a giant
hot.
cock.
Yeah. Oh, that too.
Giant.
But apparently, it was like she absolutely hated this scene just for the fact that
They had to cover her in
hours
goddamn
on- yeah.
sex jelly.
covered her in jelly for like hours on end, and it was like freezing cold out, or freezing cold inside if it was on set. I'm not sure. I didn't look that up, but
Then you get the scene with Mr. Hand and Durango having their little fucking argument dealy.
Then he Cora goes and talks to the captain, and she's going crazy, like I guess like what would it be like flashbacks to like a previous mission, and she ends up freaking out and grabs like what I would think is like a futuristic rocket launcher. Thinks she sees something and blows herself up, and Then that's like when the door slides open later on. They see her like just completely blown and burnt corpse.
Have you ever seen Wild at Heart, the Lynch movie?
I'm thinking I have, yeah.
She's like fucking terrifying in Wild at Heart. This is like one of the most horrifying female performances.
Didn't you say you just recently watched that?
Yeah, I rewatched it for I don't even know the fucking 100 millionth time.
And then inside the pyramid, Balon starts hearing and seeing things, and he gets separated from the rest of the group, and he sees that weird, like, triangular-shaped, headed alien. Pretty much, I think, throws him off the bridge, doesn't it?
First, it unzips his guts like a suitcase.
Yes, that's right.
And
Throws
then
him
it
off.
chucks him up. Doesn't it, like, pick him up and does it jump off with him, or...?
I think it just throws him off. Then
The Robert Englund.
Yep, then Robert Englund's doppelganger scene, which was, like I say, definitely see early signs of Freddy in the mannerisms. Cables start attacking Luma, cut her to pieces and crushing her skull, which
that's
that
the
scene was
coolest
awesome.
effect in the movie right there, probably.
Yeah, that was
one fucking
really
Happy
done.
Days. I wrote, Happy Days gets crushed by wires, leg severs, head explodes.
And then, then after that...
See, that's how I always take my notes. Like, if somebody's from something else...
Yeah, I've yelled at you for this, and you've stated your case, and you're right. Yeah. You're right.
I will persist in calling people Mr. Hand and Happy Days.
But I would call her Erin Moran, because I know her name. I'd call her E, like we're friends or something.
I always just write down the characters' names if I can find them.
She's going to text you after the podcast and be like, you were so funny tonight, LOL.
You were so kind in mentioning my name. That other guy's a fucking douchebag.
You called me Happy Days. I hate it when people do that.
Like, I was known for more than just that.
Where's fucking Chachi, Joni?
I don't love Joni or Chachi.
I forget who the other main character is, but the Ranger ends up, or Robert Englund ends up defeating his doppelganger by just realizing that it's not real.
Well, then he was like shooting his doppelganger and hurting himself too.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Because if you get hurt in the dream, you get hurt for real, bro.
Bum, bum, bum.
Foreshadowing to a movie 4 years later.
And then you find out that Kor is the one that is behind this, and he actually is the alien from the beginning of the movie.
Mr. Hand!
Kor! But he's the red-faced alien from the beginning of the movie. And,
oh yeah, the glowy face guy.
Yeah, but then the pyramid you find out is an ancient toy where one would conquer their fears. And this is where I put notes down saying it becomes a video game. Cause,
karate fight in Blue Zombie Room.
Yep, karate fight in Blue Zombie Room where he seems to fight all of his...
it's like the final boss battle.
Yep, final boss battle in any video game where he fights pretty much everybody.
All the bosses come back.
Yep, they're all mutilated corpses, which look pretty cool.
Was there like more giant maggot business happening before that though?
It kind of like stalked him, I think, for a bit. I don't think it really did anything else.
I thought, doesn't he shoot it or burn it or fucking...
I think he might burn it. Which that was another thing I was wondering too. Is like, why were they burning everything? Like, was there? I'm guessing that must just be protocol.
That's what. If I would always burn everything. If I were fire kills everything.
It is true.
Like when I watched Lord of Illusions the other day, I was like, why didn't they just burn Nyx after they shot him? If they burn him, then there's no body to resurrect later.
That is true.
So fire kills everything. Fire, always fire.
Fire is a cure-all.
Always fire. Unless the thing that you're trying to kill is made of fire, use fire.
Yeah. And for some reason it feels like I'm taking the brunt of this, like you're yelling at me. It's like, calm down, dude. I didn't do that.
I know how to burn stuff. I would use fire too, dude.
I'm trying to agree with you, but you're too fucking rude about this.
You gotta be a jerk, Randy. Gosh.
I don't know who else to look at.
Alright.
I'm getting a little worked up about it.
Next time you start losing your temper, just like stare over like in that area.
Stare down.
So we can just look over at you and be like, this dude's having a fucking meltdown without feeling like bad for you.
Oh, but yeah, after all the fancy kung fu moves and terrible kung fu noises, especially when he's fighting Kuhad. Yep. Kor reappears and he ends up shooting him. Kor keeps telling him that he is now the master, and then his face turns red and with glowing light becomes the new master, and then
so it's
end
like
of
the
movie.
Sentinel.
Yeah, he basically is.
Yeah,
the
this
Sentinel.
movie is Alien mixed with the Sentinel.
Yep, that is the end of the movie, and Yeah, there was one other little trivia bit that I thought was kind of interesting, and that was the walls of the spaceship, the Quest, were made out of